The College of Cardinals elects the first pope from the United States. The US and the UK reach a crucial trade deal, and Andy No joins us for exclusive reporting on the Trans Antifa riots in Seattle. I'm Tony Kinnett of the Daily Signal's Tony Kinnett Cast, syndicated nationally at 7 p.m. Eastern. It is Friday, May 9th, 2025. This is the Daily Signal's top news in 10. As I'm very sure you've seen by now, the conclave of the College of Cardinals has elected Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost, age 69, as Pope Leo XIV. The cardinal was born in the United States and was chosen from a short list of candidates that represented Catholics from around the globe. In a speech given from St. Peter's Basilica, the new pope greeted the crowd with a "Peace be with you" and discussed how God loves everyone unconditionally, as well as building bridges with dialogue.
La pace sia con tutti voi. Fratelli, sorelle carissimi.
He was elected prior general of the Augustinians, heading the religious order from 2001 to 13. He also served as Bishop of Chiclayo in Peru from 2015 to 23. The new pope has served in a variety of leadership roles throughout the Catholic Church, in addition to his pastoral ministry, including as a seminary teacher and administrator. He was made a cardinal by Pope Francis in 2023. President Donald Trump posted on Truth Social, "Congratulations to Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost, who was just named Pope. It is such an honor to realize that he is the first American Pope. What excitement and what a great honor for our country. I look forward to meeting Pope Leo XIV. It will be a very meaningful moment." Vice President J.D. Vance, a Catholic convert, tweeted, "Congratulations to Leo XIV, the first American Pope, on his election. I'm sure millions of American Catholics and other Christians will pray for his successful work leading the Church. May God bless him." President Trump also announced yesterday that the United States and the United Kingdom had reached a crucial trade deal amid the United States' ongoing tariff and trade wars. Here's the president.
This morning, I'm thrilled to announce that we've reached a breakthrough trade deal with the United Kingdom. Incredible country. Today is a victory day for World War II. We won the war together exactly 80 years ago, so there could be no more perfect morning to reach this historic agreement. And it's beautiful weather out. I will tell you that, Keir. Beautiful weather. It's so perfect outside. But it's really, in particular, the agreement with one of our closest and most cherished allies. And we're so happy that that's the way it worked out. I want to thank Prime Minister Starmer and his very talented team for their outstanding work and partnership. Today's agreement with the UK is the first in a series of agreements on trade that my administration has been negotiating over the past 4 weeks. With this deal, the UK joins the United States in affirming that reciprocity and fairness is an essential and vital principle of international trade.
This trade deal maintains a 10% tariff on many goods from the UK into the United States, and in reverse, lowers the existing tariff from the UK on many U.S. goods, including a lot of those in the U.S. agricultural sector. We spoke with our White House correspondent, Elizabeth Mitchell, to get a little more insight.
Yeah, I really enjoyed seeing this news today because the first time that I was in the Oval Office with the president was the president's first meeting with Keir Starmer, in which they kind of laid the groundwork for the deal that was unveiled today, where it's a great deal, they say, for both the U.S. and the U.K., going to open up a lot of great trading deals. Of course, the president has said that the U.S. has been ripped off by countries all across the globe, and great to see that today that has ended with the U.K., and free trade will be available between the two nations.
We received a statement from the director of policy over at the National Cattlemen's Beef Association earlier today. They were celebrating this major push. Like 11,000 tons of American beef is for the first time going to be not tariffed as heavily in the UK market. This is a pretty big win for farmers. What are you hearing from the rest of the Trump administration? I know there are some other trade deals in the works. Scott Bessent pushed back heavily with members of the House trying to pry on other deals that are in the works. Have you seen any other foreign delegations? What's the buzz?
We're definitely going to be seeing more deals in the upcoming days. I'm sure countries will be quick to want to line up to be right behind England for second, third, and fourth trade deal. Of course, the president has plans to speak with China in upcoming days as well. He's going to Saudi Arabia next week, where I'm sure he's going to be having similar conversations with Middle Eastern countries. So I think we can expect to see a lot of updates here.
And a series of Antifa and transgender riots have been occurring in Seattle, Portland, and other West Coast cities over the last couple of days due to a series of right-leaning speakers going to speak at several universities. We spoke with Andy Ngo of the Post Millennial a little bit about this recent phenomenon, the damage, and what is being done next.
So there were back-to-back instances of political violence from the radical left, Antifa.
Shocking.
And their comrades, Trantifa, I call them. And it started off on Monday this week, where at Portland State, Riley Gaines was a speaker at a event organized by TPUSA. And there were militants who responded to the call to try to shut down the event. They were unable to shut down the actual speaking event. So what they did was assault law enforcement that were protecting the building and harass attendees going in and out. And simultaneously at the University of Washington, 3 hours north in Seattle, a banned group called SUPERUW, which is a radical Palestinian advocacy extremist group, I would call them. They express support for the October 7th attacks.
Of course.
They celebrate the Hamas terrorism. They took over an engineering building and came with Antifa dressed in black bloc, wearing masks, and started fires and destroyed the science and engineering equipment inside.
I was going to say, you realize how accurate that is to what Hamas does over in Gaza, taking a bunch of engineering equipment that was meant to build and create and setting it on fire and turning it into weapons for their political protest. That's a little on the nose for the American version of something, wouldn't you say?
Yes, and the occupation lasted for several hours, and in that short amount of time, they were able to do about $1 million worth of damage. There was a very large fire that was set, and around 34 people were arrested. Just over half were students, and they've only been charged with misdemeanors, even though there were really serious damages being done.
Of course. I mean, setting fires and, again, misdemeanors. Washington is such a clown show. It is not funny. The political violence, again, actually befitting the definition for the FBI of domestic terrorism. And then to be charged with misdemeanors, again, setting parts of a building on fire, destroying expensive engineering equipment. And then, of course, there's the manner of political intimidation through violence. I mean, does Washington think, at least from the prosecutorial side, that slapping them with a misdemeanor is going to make them any nicer and huggable?
So you're bringing up an important point, which is that we shouldn't be surprised that these attacks happened. And because last year, when there were violence that broke out both at Portland State and University of Washington and many other universities, those prosecutors in those liberal areas chose not to hold the riot suspects accountable. So are we really surprised that they would remobilize again after some amount of time and carry out more acts of violence and escalation? No, we shouldn't be surprised. And I'm not done. I provided a very long-winded answer on what was happening on Monday night, but it continued. Then on the 6th of May,
of course.
So after the fiery attack, the occupation of that building, the destruction of very expensive science equipment, Riley Gaines spoke at University of Washington, and some of the videos of how the attendees were really horrifically and cruelly stalked and harassed as they were leaving the event and walking to their cars. Antifa followed them with the purpose of broadcasting to their comrades what the license plates were. And they do this so that people online. We'll look up the names of the attendees and potentially addresses and other information like that.
Before you go, check the description to make sure you're subscribed to the Tony Kinnett Cast, and join us tonight at 7 p.m. for a quick wrap-up on a very news-heavy week and a special treat just for the Daily Signal audience. I'm Tony Kinnett, and this has been the Daily Signal's Top News in 10. Take care.